Hello everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and if you are new to watching the channel, I welcome you and thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you consider subscribing. And thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for coming back and for your continued support. So today I will be sharing my second and final look for the Valentine's Day collection, and if you didn't see the first look, I will link to it in the cards above, and I will also put it in the description box. But yes, I am sharing with you my second look for Valentine's Day, and this second look is for when my husband and I go out to dinner after Valentine's Day usually. The first look was more scaled down in my opinion because of the jeans, so I wanted to make sure I made something that was going to be a little bit more on the flirty side but yet comfortable and wearable outside of dates. So I didn't want it to be too over the top, but yet I still wanted that cute and flirty look. So I decided to pick a dress that had basic like bodice pieces and skirt pieces and just an easy dress pattern, and pair it with the dramatic sleeves. So with that being said, I made this dress by using Vogue 9344, and I believe I achieved the look that I was going for, especially when it came down to the sleeves, because the sleeves, in my opinion, is what sets this dress apart and elevates the look along with the fabric. And yes, I am very, very, very pleased. So let's talk a little bit about the pattern and my experience while making it. Again, I use Vogue 9344 to make this dress, and the pattern description is Mrs. Fitted dress with center back zipper, back shoulder and waist darts, and bodice and sleeve variations, and the neckline is finished with bias tape. There are two different views for this pattern. View A has a fold over V-neck with wide cape-like sleeves, and view B has a standard bodice with like your standard neckline with puff sleeves and a cuff. And the fabric recommendations were crepe, jacquard, and then there's another fabric that's recommended that I have absolutely no clue how to pronounce, and I've never even heard of it. It's Dupioni, something like that. It's spelled D-U-P-I-O-N-I. Never heard of it. So if you know what that is, why don't you let me know in the description box below, maybe describe it. But never heard of it. However, that's not what I use. I didn't use any of them. But the sewing skill level for this dress is rated easy, and this is also one of the easy Vogue patterns, and I tell you what, this was not hard at all to construct. So I definitely agree that this is easy, and it is suitable for all body types according to the little diagram that they have on the website with the different body shapes. So anyone can wear this dress according to the fashion professionals and look good in it. So the pattern pieces that I used were 7. I used 7 pattern pieces to make this dress. The pattern pieces that I used were the front, the back, the skirt front, the skirt back, the upper sleeve, the lower sleeve, and the sleeve cuff. And for your notions, you're going to need thread, 1 package of 1/2 inch single fold bias tape, 1 22-inch invisible zipper, and 1 hook and eye, but I didn't use the hook and eye because I never do. So the pattern sizing comes in size 6 through 22, and the finished bust measurements are not on the back of the pattern. So I just went ahead and purchased a larger pattern size because these days that's just what I'm in right now, and I had to open up the front bodice piece to actually see which size to cut. So that's pretty much what anyone else is going to have to do, but I cut a size 22, which is the largest size, but I could have cut a 20 because that is what was suggested based on my measurements, and I do have quite a bit of room in the dress. It's not super fitted because of that, but I don't feel like it's like baggy and it just looks bad. But I don't prefer to have the space. I was just you know, a little nervous about making the fitted size, only because I've been kind of fluctuating with weight, but I can always just take in the side seams and fix that if I feel like I want to do that. But yeah, my bust is a 45 and it was like gonna be the perfect fit, and that's why I was a little nervous, but I went with the 22 and that's just what it is. So did my dress look like the illustration on the pattern envelope? Yes, it did. And I think anyone that makes this dress is going to have the same look, I mean, on any body type, because it's just such a simple and basic pattern for the dress. The instructions were very easy to follow, and the things that I loved about this pattern is I love these huge puff sleeves in the mid portion of the sleeves. It's the lower sleeve. I just love it and how it comes together with this nice fitted cuff. I think it's just super chic, and it's so funny because when I tried it on and I was showing my husband, he called me Popeye. He's funny. But anyway, yes, I love the sleeves. I liked how easy it was to construct. I really didn't have to think much, and I loved the simplicity of the look that it has, but yet has these dramatic sleeves that, like I said, elevates it. And I like the appearance of like the circle skirt for the bottom portion, so that it doesn't look like a straight shift dress, even though I do like shift dresses, but that's just not the look that I was going for, and so that's why I like the circle skirt. So was there anything that I disliked about the pattern? Now, for some reason, I didn't like the bias tape finishing that is on the neckline. You know, I'm usually okay with the bias tape finishing, but I just felt like this should have had a facing. So yeah, I'm okay with it at sometimes, but I just would have preferred a regular standard facing. So if I make this again, that's definitely what I would do. But I didn't learn any new techniques and didn't have any first time experiences, because I've made dresses that have been constructed like this before. So for my fabric, I used this beautiful pink colorway ankara fabric that's 100% cotton. This fabric has big and little circles that are filled with navy blue, magenta, purple, and white swirls, and metallic silver. And I didn't even know that the metallic silver was on this fabric when I purchased it. It just looked gray. So when I got it in the mail and opened it up, I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, that was like a bonus, because it's, you know, it has a shine to it, and it stands out. So yes, I really like that. This fabric also has vertical lines, which is a much better line to work with versus horizontal, which is a plus, because I really didn't want to figure out lining up my, you know, lines and having to worry about all that. That was just not the business this time. So I purchased this fabric from House of Mami Wata, and I did make alterations and changes to this dress. I shortened the dress by 2 inches because it was pretty long. I was pretty surprised with the need to shorten it, because I usually have an issue with my dresses being too short and I need to lengthen them, but that was not the case here. And also, when you look at the pattern cover, the illustrated model's dress is well above her knees, and this dress was past my knees in its original state. So yeah, I trimmed it down by 2 inches and gave it a 1 inch seam allowance, and I think that's a good length. I also lengthened the bodice by 2 inches to make sure that the seam line didn't sit right at my underbust, if that's even a word. But I think you know what I'm trying to say. However, I made that adjustment because I have not finished the learning process for a full bust adjustment. So my go-to to fix those little type of issues until I finish the learning process is just to lengthen the bodice. I also added pockets to my dress because I had the extra fabric to make them, and I do like them. I do think I mismeasured the placement for them because they're a little bit too low, but they're still workable and usable. However, I just do wish I would have made them a little higher. But as far as any modification recommendations, I do have one. Yes, I would definitely shorten the skirt portion if your dress goes below your knees, because the dress will have a totally different look if you don't, and it won't be as cute and flirty. And I also think it would be okay to make it even shorter than I did, maybe. I don't know if that's something that you desire to do, but I still think it would look okay. I think it looks better shorter than longer. So that's just my opinion, but I would definitely recommend this to others because it is very simple to make, and the sleeves just really elevates the simplicity of the bodice and the skirt portions of this dress. So this pattern came out a while ago, and I just purchased this pattern several weeks ago, so I thought this pattern was like newer or not as old as it actually is. However, it's not. It came out a while ago and it is no longer being printed. However, there still are a few copies available to purchase on the Something Delightful website in the larger size envelope, and there are still some copies left in the drawers at like Joann's, which is how I found mine. And there were both larger and smaller copies available, so that may be the same for different Joann stores. But because this pattern is no longer being printed and not all sizes may be available for purchase on the website, I do have a solution for you if you desire to make this dress. What you can do is you can pick up McCall 7832 and cut out view A for the dress portion, which is the same exact dress because the bodice and the skirt are the same. The only difference is the neckline is not finished with bias tape because the pattern uses a front and back facing, which is what I would have preferred for this look anyway. And for the sleeves, you can use the sleeves from McCall's 7838 view C. The sleeves are the exact same except for the cuff. The cuff on this pattern has buttons, and the cuff on the Vogue 9344, which is what I made, does not. It's just a standard cuff that you sew together at the side seams and flip up. So you could always just leave the buttons off and draft a standard cuff such as this one. But yeah, you put that dress with those sleeves and you have the same exact dress. It's just Franken patterns, whatever you call it. So yeah, you can definitely get this look by doing that, and it will look the same. So for my accessories, I'm just wearing some bling hoops. I love them these days, and I'm wearing a necklace that has a little circle. I think you can see it, yeah. I'm not really sold on the pairing of this, but the original necklace I wanted to wear I could not find, so this had to do. So now I will enter a few more pictures and twirls of my Valentine's Day look number 2. So this is another winner in my book. I love a simple pattern that has just that one thing about it that just takes that look up a notch into the next level. And for this pattern, it's the sleeves. I love it. So make sure you let me know in the comments what you think about this dress, and let me know which look you prefer and why out of the 2 different looks that I made for my Valentine's Day collection. And I will link to the first look in the description box below, as said earlier. And I will also put it on one of the end cards so that you can just go check it out if you hadn't had the opportunity to do so. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you enjoyed these 2 looks for Valentine's Day. If you did, please take a pause for the calls and click the like button. You know what to do. And also click the subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of future videos. And again, let me know what you think below. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.